Statement of Facts. 1. May 16, 2025 at approximately 7:30 p.m. Stephen Mason was pulled over by a Michigan State Police officer whose name has not been disclosed. 2. There are conflicting accounts of what happened next, but the end result was Stephen Mason fatally shot 3 times by the officer. 3. Michigan State Police Director alleges that there was a shootout where Steve fired 3 times at the officer, striking his vest twice and shoulder once, requiring the officer to seek medical attention. 4. On Monday, May 19th, Rick Mason, Stephen's uncle, went to identify his body at the morgue and noted that Stephen had a head wound. 5. An eyewitness came forth on May 19th with the IG handle LESEYYLESEE, posting a different version of the events than the Michigan State Police reported. The witness has not been reachable thus far to provide an official statement. 6. The Mason family retained attorney Leonard Mungo to represent them in this matter, and a meeting including attorney Jeff Edison and attorney Leonard Mungo took place. 7. On June 13th, a news story was released by Paul Egan of the Free Press, laying out the details according to the eyewitness account highlighting the contradictions in the MSP account. 8. Also on June 13th, attorney Mungo held a press conference in his office, calling for a release of the body cam, squad car, and freeway videos, the appointment of an independent prosecutor, and urging eyewitnesses to come forward to make an official statement. 9. On July 4th, MSP released some footage from the May 16th event, but displayed was none of the requested videos, offering instead a biased testimony from an alleged eyewitness. 10. On July 5th, an eyewitness came forward named Bobby Ingram, who arrived at the scene shortly after the incident but before a large police presence arrived, and describes that there was no weapon around Steve, nor was the MSP officer.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
And that breaking news, gunshots on the lodge tonight, leaving a state trooper injured and 1 person dead. This is a live look at the scene as officers are continuing their investigation. That shooting happening here on the lodge near Wyoming around 7:50. It started with a trooper struggling with a suspect during a traffic stop. The trooper called for backup, saying he was shot. When other officers got there, he was rushed to Sinai Grace Hospital. We also have Jacqueline Francis live for us outside Sinai Grace where that injured trooper was taken. Jacqueline, just minutes ago, where an MSP officer held a press conference, what can you tell us about what you heard at that press conference?
Ty, we're right outside the emergency entrance here, as you said, at Sinai Grace Hospital. We're inside. The trooper just reunited with his family, and as we understand, he may still have a bullet in his shoulder. Here's a look at the scene. This was the aftermath from earlier this evening. The trooper made a traffic stop on the lodge near Wyoming, pulling over a 41-year-old man from Highland Park. Police tell us during that stop, the trooper and driver got in a physical altercation. The suspect got out and got a gun and fired at the trooper, hitting him 3 times, twice in his protective vest and once in the shoulder. Police say the trooper fired back, hitting and killing the suspect. We were just briefed by police outside the hospital about how the trooper is doing. Take a listen.
At approximately 7:40 p.m., one of our troopers made a traffic stop on the Lodge Freeway near Wyoming after noticing a violation. During that traffic stop, the trooper made contact with the suspect. The suspect and the trooper did have a physical altercation. During that physical altercation, the suspect utilized a weapon, ended up firing at the trooper multiple times, striking the trooper 3 times. That was 2 rounds that actually hit the trooper's vest, 1 that actually struck the trooper in the shoulder. The trooper did return fire, striking the suspect. The suspect is deceased. The suspect is deceased. I'm sorry, the suspect is a 41-year-old male from the city of Highland Park. The trooper was transported to the hospital by the Detroit Police Department. I just had an opportunity to speak with the trooper inside of the hospital. He is stable. His family just arrived here at the hospital. They are in there with him. He is doing well considering the circumstances. There is a pending investigation for this incident. That incident is being handled by the Detroit Police Homicide Task Force, which is a task force that includes both Detroit Police Department investigators and the Michigan State Police investigators. I want to thank the medical personnel here at Sinai Grace for providing medical attention to our trooper, and also the Detroit Police Departments for arriving to the scene to transport the trooper safely here for medical attention. That's all I have for you at this time. Again, this investigation is pending, and as we investigate, we will find out or uncover additional information regarding what happened there this evening.
Can you explain what exactly started that traffic stop? Like, was he speeding or something?
That's right now, that's all the information I have, is that this all initiated from a traffic stop at that location.
One at a time.
Go ahead.
Prior to that physical altercation, do you know exactly what sparked that physical altercation between the deceased and the trooper?
I don't. I know the information is limited at this time, but this is what I have to provide to you this evening.
Could you identify yourself, please?
I am Colonel James F. Grady II, Director of the Michigan State Police.
Did the trooper undergo surgery, or how did they get the bullet out of the shoulder?
Right now that hasn't occurred. Right now they're probably just continue to assess the trooper. Then I just had a moment to talk with them. The medical staff here at Sinai Grace, they are providing him medical attention, and that's all the information I can provide to you at this time.
How important are those vests?
Very important, very important. This is the second time here in the last couple of weeks here that we've had a trooper that has been injured or been shot at, and with those vests on, would be a whole totally different conversation. And this is, again, another reminder of how the men and women, whether it's the MSP, other police officers across this state and this nation, how we are putting our lives on the line every day to keep everybody safe.
What can you tell us about that trooper? How long has he been on the job? Anything you can share about that trooper?
Just, he's only been with us for a short time, little bit, roughly a year, a little bit more on the job. And again, these things happen. This again is another reminder just how dangerous that this job can be.
Can you go over one more time how many times he was hit, how many the vest stopped, how many got hurt?
Multiple shots at the scene, 3 rounds struck the trooper, 2 in the vest, 1 in the shoulder.
Where's he stationed?
Out of Metro South Post, which covers all of Wayne County.
Do you know how many rounds that trooper shot at the suspect?
No, I do not have that information at this time.
Okay.
Any other information about the deceased? The guy who was in the
Just that's it, 41-year-old male from Highland Park.
Did the suspect fire at the trooper from inside the vehicle or outside the vehicle?
It appears at this time it sounds like it's outside, but again, I will retrieve additional information as the investigation continues.
So just for clarification purposes, did the suspect take the trooper's weapon, or what happened exactly?
Right now, all I know is again, there was a physical altercation between the two, and the suspect fired shots. The trooper returned fire at the scene, and that's why we're here and where we're at this point in time.
So did the suspect have a weapon that you guys recovered?
Yes, there was actually a weapon, a handgun that was retrieved at the scene.
And that was registered to the suspect?
Right now, I don't have that information. I just know that there was a weapon at the scene.
Thank you.
The trooper was riding by himself or with another trooper?
Yes, the trooper was a single-man patrol. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The family of a man shot and killed last month by Michigan State Police is demanding answers.
Yeah, police say they had good reason. They say he shot a trooper. Fox 2's Scott Wolchek with the story.
Steve was a great guy. He served in his community. He did a lot of good.
Friends and family remembering 41-year-old Stephen Mason. He died May 16th after a traffic stop on the exit ramp to Wyoming from the lodge. He's accused of shooting a state trooper who returned fire, killing Stephen. The trooper is recovering.
And it's affecting the family very hard.
Stephen's family says the incident is out of character for him. They have questions about what exactly happened that night.
Our main concern is closure. The truth and closure, be it good or bad, we need to know for the family's sake.
That's why they're holding a press conference with Mungo and Mungo Law, asking to see the video footage from that night, for Dana Nessel to appoint a special prosecutor to investigate, and for an alleged witness from social media to come forward who claimed that they saw the trooper and Stephen wrestling on the ground.
Suddenly got up, stepped back, pulled his pistol, and shot Mr. Mason twice in the chest and once in the head. This eyewitness did not indicate that she saw Mr. Mason, Stephen Mason, with a weapon at all or shooting at this trooper.
But that witness hasn't come forward with that information to investigators.
In these kind of matters, there must be complete transparency.
State police tell me that it's clear in the body cam and dash cam footage that Stephen Mason was the aggressor. Detroit police are conducting a review of that trooper's conduct. It's ongoing. We'll let you know what happens. Scott Walczek, Fox 2 News.
We begin tonight with a grieving family's desperate plea for answers nearly 2 months after a deadly scuffle involving Michigan State Police.
Stephen Mason is accused of shooting a trooper who returned fire and killed him during a traffic stop in Detroit. Good evening and welcome to 7 News Detroit at 11. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, 7 News Detroit has obtained new video of what happened the night of May 16th near the Lodge in Wyoming.
Darren Cunningham sat down with the family's attorney as he watched the footage for the first time.
Talked to him on my body cam. I got his ID and whatnot.
Leonard Mungo, the attorney for the family of Stephen Mason, watches a newly released video for the first time. The 41-year-old was shot to death during an altercation with a Michigan State Police trooper May 16th. 7 News Detroit obtained this footage from state police through a Freedom of Information Act request. In it, police interview a witness who says he saw a tussle between Mason and the trooper.
And when I pulled over, as I got closer, they on the ground. So he trying to hold him. He trying to hold him down. You know what I mean? The handcuff him to get him together. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I heard pat pat. And when I heard a couple of gunshots, I was like, okay. Did the officer kill him? You know what I mean? Because he was just too much. Okay. But then I noticed that the officer was still trying to subdue him. You know what I'm saying? But he had shot the officer a few times. Okay. And so at the end, he ain't had no choice, man. That officer ain't had no choice. He was fighting for his life.
He didn't say anything about the officer shooting him.
Mungo says the video does not provide Mason's family the answers nor the transparency they're looking for. The family is calling on State Attorney General Dana Nessel to appoint a special prosecutor to handle the case.
Why would Dana Nessel authorize the release of a video that does not contain the sequence of events that actually occurred that day?
He says Mason's family wants to see the body-worn camera belonging to the officer who shot him, as well as that officer's dash cam video and a freeway video. State police denied part of our records request and would not give us all of the video.
And all the family want to do at this point is see what happened. If they see a relative that was acting unlawfully, imagine the ability for that family now to begin their healing process and bring closure and go forward with their lives.
Mungo says there's a woman claiming on social media to be a witness, and he says he shared that post with investigators. However, state police tell 7 News Detroit they don't know of the mystery woman and that the witness in the video is the only witness who's come forward. I reached out to Nessel's office following the interview. We will post a statement online if and when we hear back. Darren Cunningham, 7 News Detroit.
It was definitely a tussle between the officer and the man. I don't know exactly how it started because I was honestly coming off the freeway when I seen it. And made me stop on my brake because I seen the officer. They was on the ground. They was on the ground tussling. And I seen the officer, he was on top of the man and he was reaching. And I had people in my car. So I'm like, What he reaching for? What the officer reaching for? What the officer reaching for? And you see the man basically trying to fight the officer off of him and also trying to fight the officer from reaching for his gun, you know? Cool. As soon as the officer got free enough to stand up, he pulled that gun out, cocked it back, and shot 3 times. He shot twice in the body and once in the head. He sure did. And then he stepped back. He didn't step back and get on his walkie-talkie and cough it back up. He didn't say, "Oh, I'm hit." He didn't say none of that. He stepped back to catch his breath. Yes, that's what the hell that officer did. He stepped back. His face was red because of the tussle. He stepped back to catch his breath, and he looked at that man's body like he wasn't shit. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's exactly what my eyes seen. Because I was lost. I was stuck. I said, no way. No way. I just seen this officer kill this man. Regardless of what was going on, that man was not no threat to you, baby. And I know for a fact he wasn't illegal or nothing in that matter, because if he was, he would have been like everybody else and he would have ran. But he was still able, well, he was still, you know, he still pulled over and at least tried with you, you know. I don't know how the stuff escalated. God rest that man's soul, and I'm actually sorry that it happened to him. But the story that social media is trying to portray is not what my eyes done seen. I even rolled past slowly. I looked at the officer. I remember what his face looked like blankly. I looked at the officer. I looked at the man on the ground. I looked at all the blood around this man, and I counted 3 holes in this man's body before another bystander told me to basically keep pushing, because I was looking like, what the hell? Like, he really did that. Like, that man really gone. I watched that man's arm go limp. Like, whoa. I had to tell my kids in the backseat, put y'all heads down, because I didn't even want them to see that. And it was just crazy. It was just crazy.
All right. Today is July 5th, 2025. My name is Scott Lewis. I'm a licensed private investigator, and I'm speaking on this recording with Bobby Ingram. Bobby, could you spell your first and last name, please?
Bobby, B-O-B-B-Y, Ingram, I-N-G-R-A-L.
And Bobby's your legal name?
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Bobby. And your date of birth?
1/4/80.
Okay. I want to call your attention to May 16th of 2025, the evening of May 16th. Do you remember something unusual happening on that date?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me what happened. What do you recall?
Me and my wife were riding on Lodge Service Drive when we encountered a young man deceased on the service drive.
Okay, and which direction on the service drive were you going?
We were traveling south on the Lodge Service Drive.
Around what crossroad?
We had just passed Puritan and Lodge, and we were heading south, approaching Wyoming in the Lodge.
Okay. And where exactly was the man that was deceased? Where was he lying?
He was lying exactly in the middle of the street almost, on the side of his truck.
And do you recall anything about the truck?
The door was open, and it might have, no, it was turned off, but the door was open to the truck.
Okay. Do you remember, was it a pickup truck or?
Yeah, a white pickup truck.
Okay. And was this individual blocking the roadway?
You had to be careful to ride around him, though, because he was in the road.
Okay. Where were you and your wife heading?
Downtown, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember.
Okay.
Pretty much, or to families. I think we was heading to our families. We was going to some family.
And what time of day was this about?
In the middle of the evening, if I'm not mistaken, probably 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, something like that.
Late afternoon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Late afternoon. Might have been 5, but it was in the afternoon. The sun was out. It was a pretty bright day.
Okay. So what happens next after you see this person lying in the roadway?
My mind starts moving fast, and he resembles my younger brother. So I asked my wife, I tell my wife, I don't know if that's my little brother. So my wife says, yeah, I don't know. And I jump out the car. She's pretty much, she's thrown off. She's stunned by what she saw shot. So I jump out. I go back to see if it's my little brother. And it's not my little brother, but I do notice he has a hole in his head from when he's been shot. as I walk up on him to identify and make sure it's not, or to see if it is, and as well as I don't see any weapon out there. And then I turn around and go back to my car, and I have a conversation with a witness that was out there, a short conversation with him.
Okay. And where was this person shot in the head? What area of the head?
In the center of his forehead.
Center of his forehead. Was he conscious, do you know?
No, he was deceased.
So you weren't able to speak with him at all?
No.
Okay.
He was deceased.
Okay. And did you speak with a police officer at any point? Were there police on the scene at this point?
No officers were out of their car yet, but they were all pulling up in their cars. It was a lot of police, probably about literally anywhere to 20 to 40 police cars pulling up.
Okay, and you didn't see a police officer near the deceased man?
No. When we originally pulled up, it was a state trooper car out there, the pickup truck out there, and the man laying on the victim, deceased.
And where was the police officer? Was he in the patrol car?
No police officer was around. It was just a police car. No police officer was on the scene.
You didn't see him even in the car?
No, sir.
Okay. And you said you did not see a weapon near the victim?
No, I didn't see a weapon at all.
Anywhere?
No.
Did you look carefully? I mean, were you trying to see if there was anything?
Yeah, I was looking around because I couldn't understand, how this man was shot, and I see no one out here securing the scene, no officers on the scene. I was lost. So I was looking around to see the gun because any weapon, I was looking around to see if it was on the ground, to see if his weapon was on the ground, because I assumed, but then the gentleman told me that the police officer had killed the man, but that's why I also stopped and looked back around again when on my way leaving, like, I don't see a gun anywhere. So I was just wondering how much of a threat he could have been to lose his life without a weapon. That's what I was looking for.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then tell me about this witness you talked to when you got back to your car.
That's the witness that I seen on the news speaking, and he told me that the guy got out the car, and he told me that the police officer didn't have a choice. But something tells me he works in the law enforcement.
Did you tell him that you didn't see a gun? Did you tell that witness that you didn't see a gun?
No, it was all moving fast, but I just kept a mental note of it, but I didn't say anything to him because it seemed like he was already on the officer's side when he spoke.
Okay. And then what happened next?
I went to the car, then I heard him tell the police that he saw everything, but he has to go. And then I left. I walked away, but he was still standing there talking to the police. But then I walked away, got in the car with my wife, and pulled off.
So the witness that you saw on TV was still talking to the police?
Yeah, he was telling the police he has to leave, but he wasn't. He hadn't pulled off when I pulled off.
Okay. And then you left the scene?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did there come a time when you decided to report what you saw to someone?
No, sir. I reached out to you all. I reached out to the law firm because I seen the replay on the news, and then I just thought I had to, speak out so they know that I didn't see a weapon or any. So I don't know if they were able to retrieve it, but I just felt the need to let the law firm know that I didn't see a weapon when we rolled by.
Okay, and you knew about the law firm for the family. How did you know about the law firm?
I seen him on the news.
On the news, okay. And so you contacted him how?
Email. I tried to call the number. Okay. The number wouldn't go through, so I just emailed him.
Okay. Is there anything else that you recall that I didn't ask you about that you think could be important or significant?
Not at this time, no, sir.
Okay. Have you been threatened to make this statement?
Threatened?
Yeah.
No, sir.
Have you been bribed to make this statement?
Bribed? No, sir.
Okay. Those are just questions.
It's just conscience duty. I'm a black male in this city, and it seemed a little over. Not a little. It seemed very. He lost his life.
Yes.
So if he lost his life and it wasn't right, then I think we need to address that because that hurts. The family hurts, and we're due to more people losing their lives around here if we don't stand up and make sure it's known that we going to tolerate this. It's not right.
And that's why you're deciding to come forward.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Okay. If it's needed, would you be willing to sign a sworn affidavit as to what you've told me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And final question, would you testify under oath in court as to what you've told me?
If it's needed, yes, sir.
Okay.
Stephen Mason's family has 3 objectives. 1. To release the video footage of the incident showing the sequence of events. 2. Appoint a special prosecutor in the case. And 3. To call forward any eyewitness to make a statement.